This is Generation Now's video game segment, and we got a few things I want to talk about today. Now, for a while, I've been looking for an MMO to play with my friends. You know, free MMO, because $15 subscription fee, which is most of them, is just, that's crazy. And so I've been looking around and I found a few games. But first off, know that you can actually tell the difference between a paid-for MMO and a free MMO. Now, these games I found are pretty much WoW quality, but you know, for me personally, it's the interface that can make it or break it for a game. And like I said, since my first massive multiplayer game was World of Warcraft, I have been spoiled from the get-go. Now, the first game I came across was Champions Online, which is a superhero-themed game, and it was developed by Cryptic Studios. The game actually, the subscription is optional. You can either subscribe to it with a monthly fee, or you can buy in-game currency, which in my opinion is kind of the way to go, because, you know, who wants to pay every month for a game? Now, this game, I mean, just, it's crazy. It really is. There's so many different things you can get. You can mess with the colors, the move cinematics for the moves you pick out. Even like if you like roll some kind of energy-based guy, you know, magic or powers or whatever, you can even pick the color of the energy waves, and that's, you know, who does that? It's great, right? Now, I think this game has the right idea, because instead of a mandatory $15 subscription fee for every month or whatever, it is optional. Because it's optional, there's some premium content that you can't access unless you have a premium account, which means you have to pay for it, or there's actually in-game currency, which also I think is a really good idea, that, you know, you take your credit card out or whatever and you pay for so many points, and you can buy some of that premium content individually. Another thing this game offers, which I think is awesome, because if you've played any game where you're gear swapping all the time, because, you know, a part of your outfit, you know, gives you better stat bonuses than something else. And what always happened to me on games is I would finally match and look awesome, and then something else would come along, so my red and bronze looking outfit would now have green shoulder pads, and it really did kill me on the inside. Well, in this game, gear is cosmetic only, and it is, you know, you completely customize it from the character creation, or you can go to your little in-game shops inside of your costume shops in the game, and you can change it from there. So I thought that was really interesting, and another thing that, you know, games should offer that, because I'm tired of my stuff not matching. Even Star Wars did a little matching thing with their latest update, and BioWare were still a little upset that you kind of left us to die. Now, the combat is actually more fast-paced. It plays out like any other MMO. Of course, you got your special moves, you know, macro to your numbers and everything. A lot more fast-paced, like I said, so you'll run through enemies pretty quickly, so it keeps things from getting boring and mundane. That's pretty much the combat system of it. It's like any other MMO. You got your mage type of guys and all that good stuff. Rogues, warriors, whatever. One of the most interesting things I've actually seen is when you reach level 25 on this game, you can make your own arch nemesis, and it works the same way as you making like a character like yourself. You're like, you know, that in-depth of customization. You make his henchmen and stuff like that, and he will be like the antagonist throughout the game until you know, get rid of him, you defeat him, and then you can make more as like your new arch nemesis to come up, and he'll try to stop you, you know, randomly trying to do stuff. I thought that was really interesting. You can make up to 18 of them, and it makes me really want to play the game right now more. All in all, the game's pretty awesome. You should check it out. I actually give it a 7 out of 10, and we're going to move on to the next game. The next one I found was called Fallen Earth, and it's developed by Reloaded Productions. Fallen Earth is a post-apocalyptic MMO, and it kind of feels like Fallout 3, if any of you guys ever played that. It's pretty awesome, except the graphics are not as good as Fallout 3, because this is not Bethesda after all, because they do, you know, their job in graphics. The theme of the game is what really makes it unique, because most MMOs and stuff like that are, you know, fantasy games. They're fantasy-themed games. Some are sci-fi, but most are fantasy games. This is post-apocalyptic, and it's nitty and gritty, and you have that feel that you need to survive, because they've pretty much made that the point of the game, is to survive, and, you know, anarchy, because anarchy is where it's at. Something else that's really unique is the combat system. It works like a hybrid between an average MMO combat system and a first-person shooter. You don't really have special moves, but the combat, when you just tell your guy to attack, you know, for melee-wise is how it kind of plays out. But when you actually get guns and stuff, most people use guns, because, come on, who brings a knife to a gunfight? No, okay, not too many people that will live to tell about it. Now, yeah, it works like a first-person shooter, so you shoot someone, they take damage. I mean, it's how it is. I mean, you can even crouch and go prone using the dark hilltops to your advantage to knock out some mobs, because that's what I was doing. Didn't get to see any PvP firsthand, but I think that'd be pretty darn cool. Another interesting thing of this game is the mounts in it are like real time. Most games, like most MMOs, they you summon them. Like World of Warcraft, you use a little spell and you summon your Griffin, or Star Wars and you summon your Speeder. It's like in real time, so your mounts can die, be destroyed, or completely abandoned if you forget about it. And I mean, you can get horses and actual motorized vehicles. You can actually make motorized vehicles. Another thing in the game is, like, besides the tutorial given basic crap, everything in the game is like player made. So the market's very interesting and very free, as it should be. The game is interesting and I love the idea of it, but I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Now, for the last thing we're going to talk about is an upcoming MMO that's supposed to raise the bar on all MMOs. This is all self-proclaimed, by the way, because that's how people roll these days. The game is called Secret World, and it's developed by Funcom. And the game revolves around 3 secret societies that's fighting for control over the world. There's the Illuminati, who are the most rich and modernized of the group, and there's the Templars, who they delve in occult stuff. And there's these anarchist dragon guys, and they're all based in specific cities. And from what I know, that you can travel all over the world. I know you can go to Egypt and everything. The Templars are based in London, and then the Illuminati's New York, and the dragons are in Shao in Korea. The game is going to have an original backstory that's going to tie in like real and false histories, urban legends, mythologies, and pop culture. I mean, they even have like Lovecraft stuff in it, like it was real. And there's going to be deep ones and stuff. When I heard that, because I love Lovecraft, my jaw dropped, because that's me. But they said it's going to raise the bar, and like I said, self-proclaim. Funcom, they also made the Age of Conan Hyborian Adventure MMO, which is pretty cool, but it's dead now, and it's been dead for a few years. So take that into account. So if you guys are disappointed, I'm just the messenger. So other than the idea of the game, I'm not too familiar with it and how the combat system will work or anything. But something really cool that they did was there was an online free personality test you can take on their website, and depending on the answers to the questions that you pick, it will tell which group you're best to go with, the Illuminati, Templars, or the Dragons. And of course I got Illuminati somehow. I picked like every anti-status thing. I didn't get stuck with anarchists. I got stuck with the Illuminati, the guys who said they were evil in their trailer. So go me. The game is going to be released on June 19th, and I'm pretty excited for it. I just need to find friends to play it with, really, because my friends don't like paying for stuff as much as I do. Well, this has been our gaming segment, and we have more Generation Now underway.